And joining me this morning in the studio is Mr. Craig Olson, Superintendent of Schools for the Hayward Community School District. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mark. How are you, sir?
Not too shabby. Are we ready for snow?
I'm ready.
You are.
I'm ready. Bring it on. No, not enough for a snow day, though, but yeah, it's coming.
I was
It's
gonna
coming.
say, you don't want to be delaying school or canceling school this early in the season.
We need to get through October for sure. We can't have a snow day in October.
And then you were just reminding me that last year, was it on 6th? We had, no, when was the date?
October 13th, we had 6 inches of snow.
6 inches of snow.
Yep.
Already.
A wet, sloppy mess with green leaves and snow all over.
I don't remember that, but I just remember having a lot of snow by the end of the year. It was just like crazy to have so much snow. All right, enough about snow. What's happening at the school? What's happening with the construction? How many projects are still going? How many are wrapped up? And talk about what's happening there.
Yeah, the first stage was our primary school. The deferred maintenance items are all done both at the high school and primary school. The gym addition is up. The concrete has been poured at both schools, both at the primary school and high school.
Yeah.
So that's good. Then at the high school, the walking track is in, hasn't been poured, but the gym floor has been poured. The CTE, our new Fab Lab areas, that is pretty much completed. There's still some punch list items that need to take place.
Okay.
The concrete floors and the lighting and all the deferred maintenance at the high school is completed as well. Phase 2 is underway at the high school, which would include the central office addition being done, and then looking at the auditorium starting in April, and then doing the rest of the commons area and the rest of the hallways and things like that for lighting and floors in the summer of next year.
Oh, okay.
And then we also have our intermediate school and middle school slated for deferred maintenance and some of the upgrades that we're doing there. That'll start and be completed next summer. So June 5th, probably start date, and then hopefully September 5th end date.
Yeah. And when it's all said and done, what year are we looking at? 2025 when it's
it'll be next it'll be, if next year is 24. Yeah, so it'd
24.
be I would say next fall.
Okay.
So 2024, the September of 2024, next summer, everything will be completed.
Yeah. Wow.
Across the board. So yep. It's been a process.
It's been a process, but very exciting to see happening. Was I reading somewhere too that at the high school, one of the parts of the gymnasium was being shared as a cafeteria. Was that correct?
No. That's at the primary school.
Oh, at the primary school. Okay.
Yep. So that's one of the additions that we did. The main reason we added the gym, the cafeteria, and it was a cafeteria and a gym. So we'd have to move the tables and then have gym class.
Right.
This way we'll be able to have some learning spaces for the cafeteria and then actual gym space, and plus for the community use as well.
Yeah.
Our community ed program, we hope will grow with pickleball and things like that. So we'll have enough gym spaces for sure.
Okay. That's where I was wondering. I'm thinking staff has to set up and tear down, and it just seemed like craziness. So
yeah, at the primary school, that's exactly what happened. At the high school, no, we have our commons area.
Yeah.
So.
All right. What else did you have on your list here? I don't have my email
just
pulled
talking
up
about
here.
School safety a little bit. With a lot of the upgrades, or one of the three elements, I should say, of why we asked to go to referendum was 1, deferred maintenance, 2, increased educational opportunities, like with our Fab Lab and just different 21st century type items in our classrooms. But the third and probably the main reason was school safety. So looking at how our doors now are interlinked with our camera systems that are interlinked with all of our local police departments. I mean, on the back side of things, we're doing as many upgrades as we can. I still believe the biggest thing we can do for school safety is, number one, our staff needs to have relationships with all the kids. We need to make sure when the kids are in the hallways, we're chatting them up, and that every one of our students has a staff member they feel comfortable going to if something's going on in their life. And if the student feels that comfort level, if they see something or hear something, they say something, so then we can involve law enforcement if we need to. Right. I think all of the security systems and the cameras and everything, that's a great reactive approach in case the worst were to happen. But I'm still have a strong belief that the number one reason it does not is because relationships with students and staff and parents and community members. Yeah. And then the comfort level, if you see or hear something, make sure you say something. Even if it sounds minute and you don't know, we'd rather hear about it and then be able to investigate it.
Yeah. Now, at some point, I'm sure all the buildings had a single entrance, not a single exit, but a single entrance for visitors and students, and things were locked down pretty tightly. Has all this been replaced with digital sort of entrances and keys, or are we still with some of the buildings' mechanical keys?
No, I mean, it's we had pretty much badge systems before,
Okay,
and we limited access to our buildings during the school days. For example, there's only
yeah,
one entry and one
one.
exit that's open up, and then that doesn't even give you entry or exit into the school. It gives you entry into a vestibule that then you have to be contacted by an office staff. We've had that for a while.
Sure,
What this has done more so than anything, it does eliminate a lot of the hard keys across for staff access, coaches or whatnot not having to use that same access, but they'll have a badge system that gets them
right.
into more doors. That would be the biggest change for the badge access.
Oh, good. Yeah, it does make it convenient, especially then for the community as well for community events. I know you still have staff in the building, but yeah, it's going to be nicer for that. The oh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, community service officers. How many are in the districts and what buildings are they
For
working
the
with?
school resource officers,
Yes, yeah.
we have two of them. Our board and our administrative staff added one this year. The board
Okay.
approved it. So we have two of them right now. And then also a truancy officer that represents Sawyer County. So at a lot of times we have three officers in our buildings. And our local police departments have done a great job making sure that they're in our buildings being visible as much as they can be before, after school. I mean, it's a priority for our law enforcement to make sure they're keeping our kids safe. So they're around a lot and just walking through the buildings and
Yeah.
more so, like I said, not being reactive, but proactive, talking to the kids, talking to the families so that the kids get to know who they are.
Yep.
And so,
Yeah.
but we have two full-time school resource officers that we employ and then a truancy officer that we share.
Okay. Very cool. Uh PAC meetings.
Yep. This is PAC stands for Parents Assisting Canes. And just a reminder that we're looking for more involvement from parents. Not that we need anything from the parents, but just would like their input. So we have
Oh, okay.
at building levels, we have monthly PAC meetings for each of the buildings, and then every month I have a district PAC meeting where it provides an opportunity for parents to come in, ask questions if they have a concern. It's getting better attendance. Still, I'd like to see more attendance. And I think also the other thing, people are taking advantage in a good way of they don't have to wait for the PAC meeting if they have a question. I hope they call me or stop in my
Right.
office.
Yeah.
Don't wait for that monthly meeting to say, "Hey, I have a question about how this math curriculum works." Come on in and we'll sit down and talk. And so
Sure.
do it as it comes up. So I think that's one, in a good way, one of the reasons that our PAC meetings aren't well attended is people get their questions answered on an immediate response
Sure.
rather than waiting for the once a month meeting when they feel like they have a voice. So
Yeah.
the more people we get there, I think it's a good atmosphere. I think the interaction between the parents is always good, and it stems some really good conversations. So
It's more of a round table type of meeting. It's
yeah,
not like a board meeting where
not
it's
at
very
all.
formal and
No,
stuff.
it's me sitting down saying, so the agenda today is what things do you want to talk about today?
Yeah.
And I give an update very similar to what I'm doing today, but it's mostly coming from them. They stem the agenda, and as soon as they're done, we leave. And then
Yeah.
I think where it gets a lot and more in depth is at the building level PAC meetings. It gets into certain curriculums, certain books, things like that.
Sure.
So rather than the district wide, but yeah, I think people would enjoy it if they came out there and had the time to pop in, short, sweet, to the point, get questions answered, and get some information.
Yeah. Okay. Academic and career planning. What's happening on those fronts?
Yeah, I mean, we call it "What's Your Plan?" It was an initiative by Department of Public Instruction, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, that school districts needed to make an initiative to make sure students understood what they were going to school for, to make sure they were either college or career ready. We call that "What's Your Plan?" So we have every student in our school district, including kindergartners. They have to have a plan. Yep, everybody has a plan. I think this is the 6th or 7th year we've had it. So those kindergartnners would be in 7th or 8th grade now, 6th or 7th grade.
Okay.
But everybody has a plan. We have a "What's Your Plan" sheet, we call it. And it talks about basically three different elements. One, what do you want to do after you graduate high school? Because you will graduate high school. We don't talk about if, we talk about will. We
Yeah.
don't call them the kindergarten class. We call them the graduating class of whatever year they're going to graduate.
Oh, okay.
So signs throughout our buildings, and I don't know what years it is, but
Yeah. Whatever.
what if you're
Yeah.
a 6th grader and graduating in the class, you're going to
Keeps that
graduate in
goal out in
2028?
front of 'em.
Yeah, like you're going to. The expectation is not that you're not going to, or you have an option. You're going to graduate, and you are the graduating class of 2035 and you're only in second grade.
Yeah.
So just trying to change that mindset from it's an option to, no, we're going to get you to graduate.
Sure.
And you're going, then coinciding with that, you're going to have a plan of what you're going to do after college or after you graduate.
Right.
And that whether you want to go to college or whether you want to get a job right away or whether you want to go to a tech school, we need to know what you want to do so we can provide you an individual roadmap to get you there. Because it can't be a cookie cutter approach. Like I think most educational institutions just, hey, here's what I'm teaching you. You make your own decisions. You tell us what route you want to go. We'll provide you that individual roadmap to get there. So, every student has a plan of what they want to do, how they're going to get there. They talk about, I need to, if they want to go to college, I know I'm going to need this, and this for credits. Or if they want to work in the automotive industry, they know they need to have these tech ed classes and this associate's degree.
Yeah.
So we walk through each of those elements with the students, and then who's going to assist you in getting to your plan. And a lot of it's include your parents, a lot of it's include your teachers, a lot of it's include college-bound guidance counselors. So who do you need? So we talk about that. Like one of the kindergartner girls, the first year, her plan was to be a mermaid. That was her plan after graduating high school. She was going to be a mermaid.
There's a job for that.
Yeah. And the best part was, okay, you want to be a mermaid as a kindergartner. That's really cute. Well, who's going to assist you? My mom and dad are going to have to drive me to swim lessons way more. Yeah. And what does she need to do better? She needs to really, really get used to water and swim a lot more than she's swimming.
Yeah.
So if as a kindergartner, obviously she's going to change. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm guessing she's going to change her plan.
Yes.
As probably has 3 times by now, as she's in 6th grade right now.
Most juniors in college change their plans.
Without a doubt. And we talk about that's all right, but just you always have to plan. And we think that does really help them reflect in life, even on a day-to-day basis. Hey, what's your plan today? Yeah. What are you getting up this morning attempting to do? And why are you going to school? You're not coming to school just because you need to learn algebra. You need to learn algebra because of these things and how that's going to help your plan.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. It's going really well, and we're going to keep that going.
For your high school students now, is there I forget what they called it. Back in my day, you could actually get college credits for attending classes. What do they call that today?
There's a couple things. There's dual credit. There's advanced placement, that AP classes that let you do that. There's youth apprenticeship that helps you do that, both on the college level bound students and the students that are just going into the workforce as well. They get credit for actually leaving school that day and working with one of our employers in the area.
Okay.
And they become their supervisor. So we have all of those elements covered. That our goal is, we also have our academies for the tech ed bound folks. Construction Academy, Financial Lit Academies. They're walking out almost with an associate's degree before they leave. That's our goal, to try to get as many kids as many credits as they can in whatever they want to do, or for the non-college or technology school bound student, as much work experience as they can get so that they'd be employable right out of high school.
Especially in the trades. That's very important.
That's one of the big reasons with our whole upgrade of our CT and STEM lab and FACE labs is all geared towards the trades.
Wow. There is an initiative that the school district is having, and it's called Be the One. Talk about that.
Yeah, we talk about every day being the person that, do people want to be around you or do you not want to be around? Or you're either the person people want to be around or you're the person that people don't want to be around. There's no gray area. It's not one day, it's one or the other. And this all stemmed from, I have leadership meetings with the students in each of the building levels. The principals pick different students and I get to meet with them. And at the high school level, I was talking to the kids about, well, what makes you want to come to school? And they gave a 1-word answer. Then I said, well, what makes you want to stay in bed in the morning and not get up and go to school? They gave me the same 1-word answer. And it was staff.
Oh, really?
A teacher or a staff member makes a difference of, that's why they get up in a lot of cases to come to school.
Wow.
And it makes the same difference of why they want to stay in bed.
It's not their friends. It's not their peers.
No, it's staff.
Yeah.
It's staff. And so that was just eye-opening to me, hearing that coming right from the student's mouth. So we started this initiative, You're Going to Be the One. And it goes from with our staff of which one are you going to be? Are you going to be the one that students are getting up for? Are you being the one that students are staying in bed because of? Right. And we're looking for the teachers that are the ones that want to come in and be around. And then also for the students, rewarding rather than disciplining poor behavior, which we still do, really exemplifying great behavior with being the one. So we have reward systems and ticket systems and different things set up that if you are being the one consistently, you're going to get rewarded for that, for doing above and beyond. There's an award that we're going to give. I don't want to give it away on the radio, but we're going to give an away award to one of our students that went above and beyond being the one the other day. And we're going to give an award to him and his family at the next board meeting. So, and another thing is, it's common language throughout all of our buildings of expectations. We need to have clear expectations and clear consequences without yelling and screaming at students if they have their hat on, or if they're not running, or if they're not walking in the hallway. Say, are you being the one? It'd be really nice right now if you were walking the hallway, because that would show that you're doing that. And that language now is going from the primary school to the intermediate school to the middle school to the high school. So the kids are hearing this since they've been in kindergarten. They're starting to hear that same language. So it makes it more consistent for all the students and the staff as well. So
yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. But there's still the student that's going to say it's the staff person, I want to stay in bed, but it's not so much the staff person as it is the subject that staff person. I mean, there's inherent things that just kids don't like about school sometimes, and you can't help it.
Yep.
But how do you encourage them?
Well, I think that goes back to our what's your plan is, okay, so you need to take this class because the state of Wisconsin requires us to take this class, and it's not going to have any benefit to you in what your plan is. It is going to have none. And just be honest with the student, saying, but in the same token, we're all going to do things in life that we don't want to do.
Don't like to do.
You need to have this credit. So we need, as a group, you and I, figure out a way to do it. I'm not expecting you to get an A. I know you don't want to go, but you have to do things that are hard in life. Otherwise, so, I mean, I think the honesty factor is what we're trying to do. Just point blank saying, we're not going to try to convince you of something you don't believe is important, but we are going to tell you the facts of you need it. Maybe you can drive 95 miles an hour down 27 because you're a really good driver, but there's a rule that says you can only drive 55.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that simplistic, what we're going to get you the best we can. And we understand that you're not really liking this, but let's muddle through it together and then get to the class that you really like and light them up there. So,
yeah. Wow. Yeah. I've always told students that I've worked with, I used to work in a high school and then university scenarios. And I keep telling kids, I ask them, what do you want to be? What do you want to do when you grow up? And it's like, find something you love to do, because you'll never work a day in your life.
That is great advice.
But there are days, even here, I love what I'm doing here at the station and all this, but there's still things you got to do to get the job done and keep things going. But it's not the funnest part of the job. And that's life. I mean, it's not about school. It's not about what happens after college. Once you get a job, life is just that. It's fun, but there's those things that you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really good advice. But like you said, there's going to be hard things that come up, and what I've noticed is the people that handle those hard things well are probably some of the most successful people, because they're expecting them. If it was all easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah, right. And I love your slogan that's even on your email, win the day. Where did that come from? What kind of aspirations brought that out?
It was when I was the assistant principal. Well, actually, I can go way back. We had, when I was a principal at the middle school, we had different sayings. Like one of them was, "I feel good." That was our motto for the year for the Hayward Middle School when I was a principal.
Okay.
And that stemmed from our college trainer in football that I walked by one day, and his job is to make sure you get healed up. Well, had my shoulder hurt or something, and I walked in and I said, "Earl, can you do some treatment on my shoulder?" And he flipped out and he's like, "I'm so sick of people telling me everything that's wrong with them. I wish one day when everything felt good, you'd walk in here and say, 'I feel good.'" And I'm like, God, what a good life lesson. All I do is complain to this guy about something hurting on me, and he hears it all day long.
Right.
What about coming in when you do feel good, rather than walking by, just saying, "You know what? Everything feels good on me today. I don't need to see you."
Yeah.
So that stemmed the win the day, kind of the glass has half full. Yeah, there's going to be things that happen in everybody's day's life, but get up every morning, put your feet on the floor and say, "Today I'm going to win it." And if you win the first hour, then the second hour is there, and then the third hour, pretty soon the day's done. And you look back and say, "Boy, I had a pretty good day today."
Yeah.
Battled through some things, but had a pretty good day. So that's just kind of a mindset I've always had, is there's going to be bad things that happen, but try to get our community and our school district and our family to say, "Hey, we're going to win it. We'll keep battling through, and we'll celebrate the successes, and we'll keep winning." So that's where that came from.
That's awesome. I kind of have similar philosophy. If listeners don't know, I wear tropical shirts every day, 365. And people say, why? because it's an attitude. Why not enjoy where I live? Now, I'd rather be in the Bahamas, so I dress for the Bahamas. But I live in northwestern Wisconsin where it's going to snow 2 inches in the morning, but I'm still going to enjoy life. And I've always had that, glass half full sort of attitude. It's just been great, and it's been fun because people look at me kind of weird and that don't know me, and it's been fun.
Yeah, I think it's a good attitude to have. It would be sad to go through life the other way.
Oh,
Always
yeah.
complaining about something that's wrong, because you can find enough stuff that's wrong. You don't have to look that hard.
Yeah.
And at least you won't get lost with that shirt, though. If it snows 2 inches, they'll see you in the snow. That's for sure.
And a lot of people know me in town. They say, "Well, you don't know Mark. If you see the guy in the tropical shirt, that's Mark." We know. It's just like, okay, it's
good marketing and branding. That's what it is.
Well, it is. It is a brand.
Absolutely.
Plus, I always tell people, have a remarkable day. So a little play on words and still giving that positive sunshine.
Could use more of it. That's for sure.
Well, Craig, thank you so much for stopping in this morning. I appreciate your once a month coming in and chatting and getting us caught up. Anything else that we missed?
Nope, no worries. Enjoy being here. Thanks for having me.
All right. You have a good day.
You too. See ya.
Yep. Craig Olson, Superintendent of Schools for the Hayward Community School District. And thank you.